Imagine this. You're at the airport, ready for your dream vacation or an important business trip. You've packed perfectly, following all the rules, or so you thought. But just as you're about to board, you're stopped. Your carry-on is too big. Your liquids aren't in the right bag. And now you're forced to pay outrageous fees, or worse. Leave your belongings behind. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, for millions of travelers, this nightmare is about to become reality. Canada has just announced shocking new carry-on policies that will affect everyone's next trip. And trust me, you won't believe how extreme these changes are. Welcome back, everyone. If you're planning to fly in or out of Canada anytime soon, you need to pay attention. The Canadian government, along with major airlines, has rolled out a series of controversial new carry-on rules that are already sparking outrage among travelers. Some say these changes are necessary for safety and efficiency. Others? They're calling it nothing more than a cash grab. Today, we're breaking down exactly what's changing, why it's happening, and how it's going to impact you. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. New size restrictions. Canada's new carry-on size restrictions are causing an uproar among travelers, and for good reason. Airlines like Air Canada, WestJet, and others are slashing the maximum allowable dimensions for carry-on bags, forcing passengers to either buy new luggage or pay hefty fees at the gate. The new policy reduces the standard carry-on size from the previous 22 by 15 by 9 inches to a stricter 21.5 by 13.5 by 8 inches. At first glance, this might seem like a minor adjustment, just half an inch here, an inch there. But anyone who travels frequently knows that every fraction of an inch matters when it comes to squeezing your bag into an overhead bin. And with airlines now using rigid measuring boxes at check-in and gates, even a slight bulge from an overstuffed bag could mean you're forced to check it for a fee. Officially, airlines say this move is about reducing boarding delays and maximizing cabin space. Over the past few years, flights have become more crowded and overhead bins fill up fast. When passengers bring oversized bags, flight attendants often have to gate check them at the last minute, causing delays. But here's the real question. Is this really about efficiency, or is it just another way to squeeze more money out of travelers? The financial impact. Many passengers rely on carry-ons to avoid checked baggage fees, which can range from $30 to $100 per flight. But now, if your bag doesn't fit the exact dimensions, even by a tiny margin, you'll be hit with an instant fee at the gate, often higher than standard checked baggage costs. Here's what you're looking at. Air Canada charges up to $75 for a last-minute checked bag. At the gate, WestJet can charge $150 depending on the route. Budget airlines like Flair and Swoop are even stricter, with zero tolerance for oversized bags. This means travelers who've used the same carry-on for years may suddenly find themselves forced to pay extra, simply because airlines change the rules. Potential backfire effects. Ironically, this policy might backfire and cause more delays, not fewer. Here's why. More passengers will argue at the gate. If someone's bag was allowed last month but suddenly isn't now, expect heated debates with airline staff. More last-minute bag checks. Even if bins aren't full, strict size enforcement means more bags will be flagged, slowing down boarding. More people buying new luggage. Airlines claim this will standardize bags, but in reality, it forces passengers to spend hundreds on new luggage that meets the exact specs. The real motive critics argue that this is less about efficiency and more about profits. Airlines have been struggling with rising fuel costs and labor shortages, and ancillary fees like baggage charges are a huge revenue stream. In 2022, Air Canada made over $1.2 billion from baggage fees alone. WestJet's ancillary revenue jumped 35% in the same period. By shrinking carry-on allowances, airlines create more opportunities to charge passengers extra. And since most people won't notice the small size change until it's too late, they'll have no choice but to pay up. Stricter liquid regulations. Remember the 100 milliliter liquid rule? Well, Canada is taking it to the next level. The Canadian Air Transport Security Authority, CATSA, is now enforcing stricter liquid regulations, and travelers are not happy. Under the new rules, all liquids, gels, and aerosols must now be stored in a single transparent, resealable bag, no larger than 20 by 20 centimeters, about 8 by 8 inches. And here's the kicker. Each passenger is only allowed one bag. That's right. No more splitting your toiletries between multiple bags to fit everything. Why the crackdown? Officially, it's about speeding up security screenings. CATSA claims that limiting passengers to one bag will reduce the time agents spend checking multiple containers, leading to shorter lines. But let's be honest, this is going to cause chaos. Many travelers, especially those with families, rely on multiple small bags to organize their essentials. Now, parents will have to cram baby formula, medications, and personal hygiene products into a single tiny bag. Good luck with that. End of free gate checks. You've seen it before, someone scrambling at the gate because their carry-on might not fit. The flight attendant gives them that dreaded look, pulls out the measuring box, and bam! Your free carry-on just turned into a $75 check bag. But here's the kicker. That scenario used to be a courtesy. Now it's a calculated revenue move. Canada's airlines are eliminating free last-minute gate checks, and travelers are paying the price, literally. In the past, if your carry-on was slightly oversized or the overhead bins were full, airlines would often check your bag for free at the gate as a courtesy. Not anymore. Under the new policy, airlines will no longer waive fees for gate-checked bags. If your bag doesn't fit, you pay on the spot. $50 to $150 depending on the airline. No exceptions, even if the flight isn't full. Electronic device restrictions. If you travel with power banks or spare batteries, listen up. Canada is introducing stricter rules for electronic devices and carry-ons. Power banks must now be under 27,000 milliamp hours, 100 watt-hours, and passengers can only carry a maximum of 2. Any larger or extra batteries must be approved in advance, or they'll be confiscated. Why? Safety concerns over lithium-ion batteries overheating, but frequent travelers are furious. Many rely on high-capacity power banks for long flights. Now they'll have to choose between staying charged or following the rules. Prescription liquid requirements. Traveling with prescription liquids? You'll now need pre-approval from the airline at least 72 hours before your flight. No more just showing up with your medications. You must get clearance first. This could be disastrous for travelers with urgent needs. What if you have a last-minute trip? Too bad. What you can do. Here's what you can do to protect yourself. Measure your bag before you fly. Don't assume your old carry-on still fits. Use a tape measure and check airline websites. Consider a soft-sided bag. These can often compress slightly to fit incisors. Pack lighter. Overstuffing is the easiest way to get flagged. Board early. The later you board, the less bin space remains. Complain to the airline and CATSA. If enough passengers push back, airlines might adjust enforcement. Complain publicly. Airlines often refund fees if you call them out on social media. Closing call to action. So, what do you think? Are these new rules necessary for safety and efficiency? Or are they just another way for airlines and the government to make travel more expensive and frustrating? The bottom line, this feels like a scam. Airlines are blaming passengers for a problem they created. Travel shouldn't be a punishment. It's time to fight back. Here's what you can do. Share this video. The more people know, the louder our voices become. Tag your favorite airlines and demand fair policies. Sign petitions, complain to CATSA. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next expose. Because trust me, the travel industry isn't done making ridiculous changes, and we're not done calling them out. See you in the next one.